Hello, Divine Souls, and welcome to my channel, Journey of Soul Mastery. I am your host, Rebekah Cortez. If you're new to this channel, the emphasis is empowerment, empowering your states of existence. And the focus of this video is the significance of experience, how everything is working to our highest favor. So let's get started. Everything that happens with you in this life is working to honor and serve the wielded intention of your soul incarnation onto this planet to participate in the collective human experience. Earth has been operating in a third-dimensional state of consciousness for a long time, and although that is dramatically shifting for individuals on the planet at this time, the collective as a whole is still very influenced by the lower vibrational third-dimensional perspective of consciousness. I'm stating this to reinforce the reality that your soul knew exactly what it was getting into before it incarnated here. If your soul wasn't fully confident that it would handle this journey, it would not have volunteered for this incarnation. There are a lot of other planets to experience. Earth is not the only option, but Earth's denser frequencies set the perfect theme to maximize on the experience of a third-dimensional existence. We knew it wasn't going to be a smooth sailing ride the whole way through. Each of us had an intricate role in the lessons, purpose, and mission for this lifespan of experience. And we knew exactly that incarnating onto a planet with a denser frequency of consciousness was going to place us widely out of the range of frequency and consciousness our universal self exists in. We knew it was not going to be a picnic, and yet we still came. We still came to experience the greatness of it all. People ask all the time, why is it that really bad stuff always seems to happen to really great people? The answer is simple, but the answer is not what a lot of people who ask that question are prepared to hear. The answer is, it is because they are so great that it happens, because they know on a soul level that they were strong enough to take that experience on. And it has purpose and meaning greater than a third-dimensional perspective can comprehend. The third-dimensional perspective looks at it as punishment, judgment, and out of their power to control or grasp. But this is so false compared to the beauty, the meaning behind the experiences really holds. I know when we're deep in ego and we have very negative experiences, it is difficult for us to see past the pain and struggle, to even conceptualize the positives in it. But it is our lower states of ego consciousness that keeps us from identifying, feeling, and knowing the beauty it is all serving. And our souls understand everything that's happening and embodies the sacredness that all experience serves. We all incarnate with a desire to experience aspects of what it means to be human and occupy a human vessel, to experience the scope of a third-dimensional conscious state of existence. We sign up to transition through the falseness, through the darkness, and through the shadows of the third dimension, to transmute and recycle all third-dimensional conscious perspectives of experience back into light, back into higher elevated awareness and universal consciousness. This not only serves our own ascension journey, but it also serves the collective and the living, ever-expanding, universal all-consciousness. The stronger an individual chooses to illuminate their light, the more the process of dismantling the illusions and shadows of a lower vibrational existence is achieved. It seems from an immediate, lower third-dimensional perspective that the experience is tragic and horrible, and yes, that would be correct to state from a lower perspective. But that lower vibrational perspective of consciousness is the reason that we cannot relish in the wonderment of it all and how it is all serving and working to the highest favor of our incarnated purpose. It is difficult for us to wrap our heads around the higher perspective when operating from a third-dimensional state of consciousness. But the truest suffering in it all is the amnesia state that temporarily shields our higher knowing, but that too is part of the journey. If we came here already in states of consciousness, of remembering, we would come into this world in a 5D or higher state of consciousness, and the whole point to this journey of returning to wholeness process of the collective human experience would not serve the highest purpose of the divine ascension process. Some experiences assist in karmic dissolution. Some experiences are for the sake of dismantling dark or false delusions that imprison mankind in the confines of a third-dimensional reality. All is working to serve light. All is darkness before it is light. Light can illuminate the brightest in darkness, and it all serves the metamorphosis process. The largest purpose behind the story called life is to journey through the transformation and transcendence experience, to reclaim or return to the remembrance states of the divinity of our sovereign oneness to all life in existence, to return to our higher dimensional consciousness that sparks the remembering through accepting consciously our universal beingness. It is quite the journey of struggle when we are trying to perceive life from the old models of a third-dimensional perspective, and a lot of people are choosing to keep themselves subjected to the falseness a 3D consciousness promotes. There are a lot of systems of operation that are designed to perpetuate this, which is why we must push against the old programming to lift the veil of falseness and forever transmute the illusions and lies of a 3D driven worldly standpoint. There have been structures in place perpetuating the falseness of powerlessness and separation on this planet for far too long. And it is time for humanity to awaken, accept, and ascend into higher states of consciousness to end the prison of suffering. It is the responsibility of every individual to open their heart to lift the amnesia and return to the consciousness of their sovereign significance. Everything that we experience is in preparation to ascend to a 5D, to return to wholeness, to reclaim our consciousness of universal beingness. Are we supposed to just become jaded and perceive negative experiences of pain and suffering of others and ourselves as just part of the process and not exercise compassion and empathy? No. That would be, again, feeding into a lower vibrational, third-dimensional conscious perception. Experiences prepare us for ascension into a 5D consciousness. So we have to assess what a 5D existence is. A 5D represents our highest universal dimensionality of potential. So everything experienced from a 5D conscious state of perspective and higher knowingness is euphoric, because we approach it from the higher understanding of how it is serving our highest potential for more light, more universalness, more connectivity, more expansion, more ascension. It doesn't stop at a 5D. Yes, this planet is processing through the cycles of ascension into a 5D, but when our soul leaves this plane of existence, it will expand as a result of this experience here, and it will move on to other dimensional realms within the multiverse of multidimensional potentiality. What that next dimensional realm looks like reflects the experiences we transmute and transcend, or not, in this lifetime. It's all free will. But it is irrefutable that all experience is serving the process of preparation necessary to embody a 5D conscious state of existence. It is time to lift the veil of falseness that shadows our universal potential. It is time to choose to see past the pain and suffering from a third dimensional position of resistance and open to awaken to the connection higher knowingness provides to the deeper meaning of purpose. The more pain and suffering we experience is a direct result of our individual choice of resistance to our highest potential of universalness. We must reject the illusion of pain and suffering for the purpose of judgment and punishment, and return to the authentic universal truth that all is for the sake of metamorphosis, transmutation, elevation, evolution, and ascension. We can continue to feed into the illusions of falseness that lower vibrational states of consciousness perpetuate, or we can choose to elevate into the knowingness that all experience is serving our light and expansion. Perspective is choice, and the choice is your divine free will to determine. And what you determine creates the platform of conscious states of reality you operate within. You are not powerless. You are powerful. You are not a disempowered being. You are a universal, empowered being of lighted potential. All is free will to determine how you perceive your journey through experience. You can choose to take the stance that life is always picking on me and I have no control over anything. Or you can step into the remembering that you came here to grow, and how you perceive your experiences will perpetuate solid platforms of empowerment or faulty, unstable foundations of disempowerment. Your position of resistance or willingness to the process determines everything. All the tough, all the ugly, all the beautiful, all the ups, all the downs, all the tears, all the laughs, all of it is priceless in the lighted perspective of our ascended self. We should all strive to see ourselves as our soul sees its counterpart in human physicality, which is magnificent, divine, and perfect in every way. All the lower vibrational matters that transpire as a result of our lower vibrational ego stance is just the aspect of self that is still operating from the perspectives that disempower our ability to experience our universal potential. Every soul here is magnificent and significant, And if we didn't experience the amnesia state for the sake of experiencing a lower vibrational conscious state of existence, we would not as greatly appreciate the magnificence of our light when we do sync up with all that is universal within us and allow our higher version of self to illuminate so brilliantly with authenticity and truth. How utterly beautiful this trip called experience is. Take a journey with me now. Close your eyes, clear your mind, and open your hearts. Think of one time in your life that you were the happiest. Maybe you have to go back to a moment in time when you were a child. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. Maybe it's been a while since you allowed yourself to feel really happy. Allow yourself to remember this moment in time. Now hold this moment in your heart and put all the contributing aspects that went into that experience or the outcome of the experience aside just for a moment and solely focus on the lighted feelings, the peace, the joy, the love, the magic, the wonderment, the fulfillment. Resonate deeply in the presence of the lighted potential that you feel surrounding this moment in time. Let go of the pull to think about the other aspects, the outcomes, and just resonate here in the magnitude of this blissful state. Relish in it. Feel deeply the lighted emotions and absorb it in. Now, tell yourself, if I could experience it then, if I had the potential to experience it, I can do it again. In fact, I can experience that every day if I want to. Ask yourself this question: am I worthy of that lighted experience? Do I feel I am worthy of experiencing that bliss every day? The answer from your higher divine self and the universe is and always will be yes. But it is the self that is now the self in physicality that needs to answer that question with a yes to propel that reality into existence. Only you can answer that. And the more conflict and the more resistance you have to answering that question with a yes is the very factor that is keeping you from that experience, from that existence, from that lighted reality every day. When you can answer yes to that question with conviction, passion, love, enthusiasm, then you will have taken a giant progression into energetic velocity to be mirrored back into reality. And now the next step is preparing to receive that reality, preparing yourself to live it. that might be altering or shifting aspects in your life to align with that desirable reality. Isn't it worth it though? Are you not worth altering everything in your reality to match the highest vibrational frequency of your lighted potential? Yes. We have all experienced the other side of the shadowed aspect of reality potential. Isn't it time you walk on the lighted side of your potential and ascend into higher consciousness? Stop making excuses why you think you can't do it or that it can't be done. And do whatever it takes to align with your highest potential. And then when you think you've arrived at that point, push higher. Push higher. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this information to be helpful, please share it with someone who you feel can benefit. Please show your support for this channel by subscribing. Don't forget to like the video and click the bell to receive future notifications on upcoming videos. Bye for now.